Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest film interviews, features, and recommendations on the movies that matter. Kamal Haasan, so good to see you, Mr. Haasan. You know, it's been a few weeks in lockdown, and I could be wrong, but tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you're the kind of person that for whom isolation is not very hard. You're the kind of person who doesn't seem uncomfortable or anxious in his own presence, you know, with himself. I feel like you are doing fine.
Excellent, because I've been trying to answer journalists who are asking me, and it's only Rajeev Masand who asked me. I mean, told me this rather than asking me. Comfort me. It's a comforting thought. When you think that of me,
right.
I could also think that of me, and
right.
That's very, very comforting thought. Thank you to
right.
begin with. I am
accurate.
Comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
When you're comfortable with yourself, you can be loving to others.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, you cannot. If you're uncomfortable with yourself, you will discomfort others.
Correct.
And I've realized that. And my parents, my brothers, they were all comfortable with me. And they kept me that way. That's where it comes from.
Right. So what have the last few weeks been like? Of course, we're going to talk about the song which you've composed. It's an anthem, really. We'll not composed, but which you've written and directed the video for. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to ask you, I want to get a sense from you. What have the last few weeks been like for you?
To tell you the truth, it's nothing new for me. Locking myself down. Whenever I wrote a script, be it Tevar Mahan or Mahanadi, I wrote from a windowless room because I didn't want day and night to disturb me.
Right.
Tevar Mahan was written in 7 days.
Wow.
That doesn't mean that's my actual speed,
right.
but I learned that I could be pushed to that speed.
Wow.
Then I settled for comfort, and now a good script with good company I can do in a couple of months. And this is probably those couple of months.
So, have you been able to be, apart from this song, of course, Mr. Haasan, have you been able to be productive? Because I think that there is, we're all finding ways to stay busy, to stay engaged, to stay in touch with what we do. Is this a time, you're an artist, and I know that you have this great fondness for reading. I know that you write. I know that, we've spoken about this very often, and you're constantly sort of educating yourself. Has that what this period has been like for you? Is that what this period has been like?
No. Can I ask you permission? Yes. Is arrogance allowed?
Of course it's allowed. We expect nothing less.
It's not mine, because my boys, when I say boys, they are like my sons and my family. They're going out and working.
Yeah.
In the field.
That's right.
Of their age and health, they're there, and I talk to them a few hours every day, and I think that is more of an achievement than this song.
Right.
I wish the song will reach them deeper into their social service.
Yeah.
That's a purpose.
I know that music, and we've spoken about this before, that music is something that you've had this relationship with. You actually, very early on in your career, weren't you a choreographer, an assistant choreographer very early in your career? You've spoken about the love for music. You've always had the rhythm. We've seen that in the performances. We've seen that in the dances. You've spoken about what, the collaborations with Ilaiyaraaja Saab. Did music seem like the natural fit to express yourself?
Music not only is good for expressing, but it's good for teaching. And that's why we chose this particular uh, kind of chant-like music, because if you go to chants, it transcends religion. Music transcends religion. Like, and Tikrit, I have used the sound of Tikrit in Vishwarup, and Dasavtaram has the of the Vaishnavite chants and the Shaivite chants. I believe that the sonic effect of a large group talking to another large group is so profound that poets can't actually put it down in words.
Right. Yeah. You know, I heard the song. This is, of course, Arivum. Correct me if I'm, apologies if I'm mispronouncing it. Arivum Anbum.
Anbum.
Anbum. Okay. You know, I don't, of course, it's in Tamil and I don't understand the words. I did actually look up the translation and it's beautiful. The meaning, you know, you've spoken about knowledge and love being the two principles that have got us by every time there is a big crisis. It's what has seen humanity through several crises. And you believe that if we rely on them, it will continue to save us as a race, as a species.
Yeah, Gyan or Pyar.
Correct. You know, and although like I was saying, you know, I was listening to the song and it has this anthem-like quality. It has this rousing quality, and of course, it's this incredible video that you've directed. Actually, there are these images which are really indelible images. These are heartbreaking images of the migrants, mostly images of the migrants being sprayed, images of these migrants walking towards their homes. These are really heartbreaking images. Were these some of the images that spoke to you, that compelled you to send out this message and to put out this song?
You said it's when you said migrants, thought it was a country. How can we have migrants? That was my question. This is not Israel of the biblical times. We not have an exodus like this. How callous can we be to send our people out into the streets like this, without whom we cannot live? Yeah, you call them any names. You call them Chandal, Chamar. They are not insulted by it. They are servers. Yeah, I'm angry. And that this came about.
It's quite evident. And you've got this incredible this repertoire of artists actually who are, you know, in a sense, like you said, actually chanting with you. I mean, chanting the words, these incredibly powerful words. It really gave me gooseflesh, even though I wasn't able to follow the words as I was listening to it, of course. But it's a really powerful. What do you hope, Kamal sir? What do you hope that a song of this nature, that an anthem of this nature can achieve? I mean, it comes from a place of purity. It comes from a place of anger, as you rightly said. But what do you hope that it will achieve?
Okay, it achieves nothing. Simply, it is like a pat on your back when you're a baby. Remember that? We've gone gray. I've seen the black-haired Masand.
Right, you have. That's right.
And we have all grown, but we can never forget the lullaby that our mother gave us. And that's where I learned that music is so comforting.
Right.
I learned not Ilayaraja, not Rahman, not all the great musicians, but it's mother who taught me value of music.
Yeah.
Every mother.
Correct.
Mothers who can't sing, They also droned into their
Correct.
his ear, uh,
Babies.
all nonsense, but it was so much love coming with music.
Right.
And that's what this is. It's got no meaning.
Correct.
Don't ask me for meaning because I don't know
No. Sure. Sure.
meaning
But
to give
I
it.
want to ask you, you assembled such an incredible bunch of artists to join you on this video. The ones I instantly recognized were, of course, Anirudh Ravichandar, Yuvan Shankar Raja. There was Shankar Mahadevan. There was your daughter Shruti is in it. Siddharth is in it. Did it take a lot of convincing? Did you find that artists everywhere are feeling what you're feeling and feeling similarly? That you could easily kind of tap into that?
There are two kinds of artists who have come into the business with some talent, and people who believe in their talent. And those who believe in their talent always also suspect it.
Right.
They are full of introspection.
Yeah.
And I just had to talk to them. And I am proud to belong to that family because I didn't, some of them I didn't even call. And so they just did it. And then I had to call them and thank them because I didn't know what else, because we are used to this pay and get.
Correct.
And in times like this, you realize that Gandhiji's idea of barter works. I gave love, they gave me love.
Right.
And that's what happened. I thank them all for doing that. Every one of them. It doesn't matter that Shruti is my daughter. She
Correct.
need not have done it. And it doesn't matter that our Yuvan Shankar Raja is not related to me. He has become family. His father is my family.
Yeah.
So.
A few weeks before lockdown, of course, you all had that tragic accident on the sets of Indian 2 where 3 technicians lost their lives in a freak accident. You, of course, came forward with monetary compensation. You also wrote a letter to the producer asking for, to make sure that the safety measures were going to be put in place before the unit could return. What's been the status on that film? Were you all able to pick up from before lockdown happened, or will you all go back to it after?
See, let me come to the brass tacks. The fact is that cinema is not an essential service. You and I belong to it.
Yeah.
But we have to humble ourselves and realize this is not essential service. It's a great industry. What made me rich, famous, YouTube. And but that doesn't mean it's an essential industry. So we have to humble ourselves and not just think about our industry, because we survive because of the happiness of the people.
Yeah.
If they are not happy, they will never ever come to a movie. In a war-torn country, nobody is thinking of cinema.
You make a very valid point that, of course, cinema is not an essential service, and until the population isn't happy and they're not in the mood to go out and watch a film, one shouldn't worry about that too much. And yet the truth is that so many thousands of people are employed by this industry, and a lot of those people are daily wage workers, who are, of course, now rendered jobless. So my question is, how soon, and I understand your point, and still I ask, how long do you believe it will take for the film business to bounce back?
It will bounce back in a different form. Vested interests are pushing the point. I've always said that we'll have to keep moving with the technology, and and this is yet another point in my argument. nature has come to my assistance, where big investors who are trying to get back their investments and hence holding on to ideas which are not even traditional, which
Correct.
are very selfish. Cinema will survive in spite of satellite television. I told this big chain of theatre owners when I was trying to do
Visual,
direct.
straight to homes. Yes.
A friend of mine, I told him that you are a believer, I'm not. So let me tell you the story, which might convince you. You can have the image of Christ in your house, image of Mecca in your house, or Tirupati in your house. But you'll never be satisfied till you visit the actual place, because that's what you aim to do. That's what a congregation will always be. So don't get worried. It's an allied industry. Allow it to grow, and you will grow along with it. I don't know whether you understood it. Probably the investments were too high, and it didn't light a bulb at that time.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan. It's so comforting to know that you're still watching lots of movies, and that it's. I think it's comforting just to know that at your age and after all the years that you've put in, you're still a student of cinema and still a lover of cinema. You sort of inspire the rest of us. So thank you, and that's a wonderful song. It's very inspiring, and it gave me goose flesh, and I hope that it carries the message forward. Thank you, and hopefully the next time we'll meet in person, we'll chat face to face.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.